Welcome to my channel, The Shareen Story. Today, I'm going to share my real story and my personal experience. I hope my journey inspires you, and I truly hope you enjoy listening to it. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel for more real-life stories. Let's get started. I never believed people who said some hotel rooms should never be rented. I thought every creepy story on the internet was either fake or exaggerated. Until I stayed in room 407. It happened 2 years ago during a business trip. The hotel wasn't luxurious, but it looked clean enough. The receptionist smiled politely, handed me a key card, and said something strange before I walked away. If you hear knocking after midnight, don't answer it. I laughed. I assumed it was some weird joke employees told nervous guests. By 11 p.m., I had already showered and was lying in bed watching TV. The hallway outside was completely silent. Too silent. Exactly at 12:07 a.m., 3 slow knocks echoed from my door. Knock. 5 seconds later, knock. Then, one last knock. I walked to the peephole. Nobody. Not a single person. The hallway lights were flickering, but it was empty. I turned back toward the bed, then froze. The bathroom light was on. I was absolutely sure I had switched it off. My heartbeat sped up. Trying to convince myself I was just tired, I walked toward the bathroom. The door was slightly open. Inside, nothing. Just an empty bathroom. I laughed nervously. You're imagining things. As I turned to leave, I noticed something written on the fogged mirror. Not with ink, not scratched. Someone had written it with a finger. Don't look under the bed. I stopped breathing. Nobody had used hot water since I showered nearly an hour earlier. So why was the mirror fogged again? And who wrote that message? Every instinct told me to leave the room immediately. But curiosity is stronger than fear. Slowly, very slowly, I knelt beside the bed. My hands were shaking so badly I almost dropped my phone. I turned on the flashlight and looked underneath. Nothing. Just darkness. I sighed with relief. Then, my phone vibrated. A notification appeared. It wasn't from anyone I knew. It was a photo. A picture of me, looking under the bed, taken from behind me, inside my room. My hands went completely numb. The flashlight slipped from my fingers and hit the carpet with a dull thud. The photo filled my screen. It wasn't blurry. It wasn't edited. Someone had taken it just seconds ago. You could clearly see the back of my head. My phone pointed under the bed, and a dark figure standing only a few feet behind me. I spun around so fast that I nearly lost my balance. The room was empty. Every corner, every shadow, nothing. I grabbed my flashlight and backed against the wall, trying to control my breathing. "Who's there?" I shouted. Silence. The TV suddenly turned off. Then the bedside lamp. The room was swallowed by darkness. Only my phone screen illuminated the walls. A second notification appeared. Don't turn around. My heart stopped. I was already facing the wall. If I turned around now, whatever had sent the message would be behind me. I squeezed my eyes shut. This isn't real, I whispered. Another vibration. It knows. You read the message. A loud creak came from the ceiling. Slow, heavy, as if someone was. It was inside the wall, behind the bed. The scratching slowly traveled downward until it reached the floor. Then it stopped. Complete silence. For nearly 30 seconds, nothing happened. I convinced myself it was rats. Old hotels always had strange noises. Then, I noticed something that made my blood run cold. The closet door was opening. Not quickly, not dramatically, just inch by inch. Almost as if someone inside was carefully pushing it open without making a sound. The gap became wider. 10 inches. 15. 20. I pointed my flashlight toward it. Inside hung only a few empty coat hangers. No one. I exhaled. Then, one of the hangers began swinging. Slowly. There was no breeze, no air conditioner running, just one hanger moving by itself. Clink, clink, clink. The sound echoed through the room. Suddenly, a deep voice whispered from inside the closet. You looked under the bed. I froze. Now, look behind you. Every instinct screamed not to move. Instead, I ran. I threw the room door open and sprinted into the hallway. The corridor was deserted. The lights flickered weakly above me. I ran toward the elevator and repeatedly pressed the button. Nothing. The display remained stuck on the 4th floor. Then every hallway light went out, one after another. Darkness rushed toward me from both ends of the corridor. Only the glowing exit sign remained. I bolted for the emergency stairs instead. As I pushed the stairwell door open, I nearly collided with an elderly janitor carrying a mop bucket. He stared at me with tired eyes. You stayed in 407? He asked quietly. I nodded, unable to speak. His face lost all color. I told them to seal that room years ago. What are you talking about? He glanced nervously toward the hallway before pulling the stairwell door shut. 15 years ago, he explained, a freelance photographer had checked into room 407. He never checked out. Police found his camera on the bed, his suitcase by the door, his wallet, his passport. Everything was still inside the room, except the photographer himself. No signs of forced entry, no blood, no fingerprints, nothing. The only thing investigators recovered was one memory card. It contained hundreds of photographs. Most were ordinary hotel pictures, until the final 12 images. The first showed the photographer sleeping. The second showed him brushing his teeth. The third showed him staring out the window. Each photo had been taken from somewhere inside his room. The photographer couldn't have taken them himself. The last picture showed him looking directly into the camera. His expression wasn't fear. It was confusion. Behind him stood a tall figure with no face. The next photograph was completely black. After that, the camera stopped working. The photographer was never seen again. The janitor looked directly into my eyes. "You received a picture tonight, didn't you?" I slowly nodded. He closed his eyes. "It has chosen someone else." Before I could ask what he meant, my phone vibrated one final time. A new image loaded. It showed the hotel entrance. The janitor and I were standing there. But there was someone else in the picture. Standing between us, a tall figure, featureless, watching us both. The timestamp on the photo read, 5 minutes in the future.